today we're going to just jump right into it. All right, you can see on the screen, the title of this video is the shopping cart trick Q&A, a question and answer. So one of the very first videos that I did on this YouTube channel was about the shopping cart trick. It was very popular. That's the video that has the most comments, but it also has the most questions about how does this trick work? How does this strategy work? And I'm seeing everyone kind of give their own theories and their own philosophy and strategy on how to work. You got to do it on this browser, and you got to stand on your head while doing it, and then you got to tap 3 times. Like they're giving all this extra stuff that I kind of want to just shoot through the middle and really explain to you what it really takes to get this thing to work. And if it doesn't work for you, what can you do to kind of skate around it? And also too, make sure you watch until the end of the video, because in the end of the first video, I told you why I like Overstock, and I'm going to log into the account again, and I'm going to show you why that is the very best retail account to do the shopping cart trick. But stay to the very end to see how to do that. All right, so right off the bat, who is the strategy for? So this is not, you're not going to get a Visa or MasterCard by doing this trick. And the whole point of the strategy is if your credit is very bad, if it's very low, and you need to find a way to add positive trade lines to your credit profile without getting a hard inquiry, without having to put down a security deposit, without having to do any of that. You just do a couple of things on the internet, and then within a matter of a week or two, you get a card in the mail. This is who the strategy is for. So I don't want you to do any hard inquiry, any hard pull on these retail accounts. We're trying to save all of our hard inquiries for accounts that really matter. Your Navy Federals, your Chases, your Discovers, the real big banks, the real big credit unions. We're saving our hard inquiries for those companies, not for these accounts, all right? When you have bad credit and you try to apply for different credit cards, the only thing that's going to happen is not only are you just going to get declined and you're going to get demoralized, but you're just going to add more hard inquiries on your credit profile. And we already know at this point, every hard inquiry, you can expect at least 5, maybe up to 10 points off of your already bad credit report and your credit score. That's why I say relax with the hard inquiries, relax giving your full social. We do this strategy for a few months to kind of get our legs up under us, and then we can start applying for better products. All right, so this is who it's for. So don't expect to get a Visa or a MasterCard with this strategy. This is for payments. This is for building credit history. The best browser to use. So here's another thing where depending on where I go, everyone's saying that you have to use this browser or that browser. Notice in the very first video that I did, I purposely made sure to start the video at the very beginning, and I didn't cut out anything. I made sure to go to website to website to website to website until I got a pop-up to trigger. I did that on purpose. I didn't edit anything out. I didn't Photoshop anything out. And in that video, I used Google Chrome in the beginning and I couldn't get it to work. Then I jumped over to Safari, and I believe the very next website I went to, the pop-up worked. So does that mean that Safari is this big, grand, perfect web browser for this to work? No, because I'm seeing other people do it on Chrome and Firefox. Just do it with the web browser that you normally browse the internet with. I don't really think the browser is going to make much of a difference. But in the next slide, there are some things that you need to do to your web configuration as well as to your computer if you have things like pop-up blockers, or maybe you have an overly aggressive antivirus that has, different settings that may kind of suppress different triggers or pop-ups. That's one thing to keep in mind, but you can do this on any web browser. All right, do I need to opt into FactorTrust? Again, the very first video that I did, you saw that I didn't opt in or I didn't opt out anything. I didn't opt out into anything. I just jumped in. I started incognito mode, and then I just started to do the strategy for the shopping cart trick. I didn't opt into anything. However, some people are saying that if you opt in to FactorTrust and you wait a few days and then try to do the shopping cart trick, that somehow helps. Once again, in my first video, I didn't have to touch FactorTrust at all. I didn't opt in. I didn't opt out. It worked for me flawlessly. And you can check in the comments of that first video. It has worked for dozens and dozens of people without any issue, without having to deal with this. However, I'm including it in this video. This is just another option just to be aware of. The site is asking for my full social security number. So I see this question at least 2 or 3 times in the past couple of weeks. I'm not sure if they're watching the full video, but people are putting in their full social security numbers. Do not do that, right? You do not need to put in your full social security number in order to get this to trigger. You don't need to do that. You only have to put in the last 4. If any of the websites are requiring you to do this, just exit out, try it again, or wait a few days and come back again. I keep saying this. This is kind of random. This is really random. Some days it works. Some days I'm able to get a pop-up to trigger without really doing anything. And on some other days, similar to how I did on that first recording, it took me about 30-40 minutes to get it to work. Again, just be persistent. You're not breaking anything. You didn't do anything wrong. Just stick to the script. Be patient. If it doesn't work for you that day, all you got to do is just wait a few days, be patient, and then try it again. Is it necessary to browse in incognito mode and to clear your cookies? This is one that I would say yes to. I've never tried to do it without being in incognito mode. In my opinion, based off what I know about cookies and how websites kind of track different people, it would make a lot of sense to do everything in incognito mode. If you're somebody that has never really done anything in incognito mode, let me show you how that works. All right, so this is the Overstock. I'm not going to log in yet. I'm saving that for last, so make sure you stay to the end. And by the way, this is the FactorTrust website, www.factortrust.com. Some people are saying, again, you can opt in to make it a little bit easier. All right, so notice if you go to the very top on Chrome, I hit File, there's New tab, there's New Window, and then there's New Incognito Window. If I click New Incognito Window, you'll see here, you've gone incognito. Chrome won't save the following information: your browser history, your cookies, your site data. So you're browsing somewhat anonymously when you're doing it in incognito mode. That's all you have to do. Use Google Chrome. Safari is the same way. I'm sure Firefox is the same way. Again, File, Incognito Window, and then you can start going to the websites like, Victoria's Secrets or Overstock. Or if you check the first video, I actually gave you guys a full list of different websites that you can try this on. Also, too, on the far right-hand corner, there are 3 dots. If you click on that and you go to Settings, and you go to Privacy and Security, you can see here that you can clear your browsing data. You can see that you can clear the cookies. I will highly recommend that before you start off every attempt, just clear your browser data, clear the cookies, start incognito mode, and then just start step by step everything that I did in that first video. All right. So again, is it necessary to browse in incognito? Yes, I do recommend that, and to clear your cookies. What about disabling pop-ups? I just showed you as well. When you click those 3 dots, depending on your browser, I highly recommend that you disable your pop-ups. And if you have any sort of antivirus, maybe you have Norton, McAfee, I forget the other brands out there, but I would recommend that you try to disable any of the pop-up blockers, because in order for this to work, a pop-up needs to come up in order to get the shopping cart trick to work. So I do recommend to disable your pop-ups, at least temporarily, when you're doing this strategy. Can I do the shopping cart trick via mobile? So this one I actually learned from one of my subscribers. She did confirm that it did work for her, but going based off of the comments and based off of the community, we can say that it can work if you do it mobile. I still recommend that you do it on desktop anyway, though. Okay, what is my favorite store to try this with? I recommend that if you're going to do the strategy, you want to make sure that you swing for the fences anytime you're adding a new trade line onto your credit profile. The reason why I like Overstock, and matter of fact, let me just go to the website, log in, so you can see what I mean. All right, so let me log in and let me show you why I say be patient and try to go for Overstock. All right, boom, here we go. So notice it says welcome Joel, June 15th. So available credit is 7,400. So let me take a second and kind of give you some more context around what you're looking at right here. In the first video, if you watch it to the very end, I did the same thing that I'm doing right now, and I recorded that about 6 or 7 months ago. When I went in, I believe my credit limit, maybe it was around 2,000. I'm not even sure what it was, because to be honest, I'm not even following my strategy to the letter. as I should be. However, I just want you to notice in about 6 months, but I went from around maybe 1,500, 2,000 ish to about 7,400. Technically speaking, over tripled my credit limit. So what I did was I did the shopping cart trick. I didn't have to do a hard inquiry in order to get this account to open. So there was no hard inquiry, no hard pull. All right. So that saved a hard inquiry. I didn't have to put down a security deposit for this in order to get a limit for 7,400. No security deposit. The only thing I did, I went to Overstock. I did everything the same way I did in the first video. I got it to pop. I got my card, and then every couple of months, every 2 or 3 months really, I did a purchase, and then I paid it off. I should keep a balance of about like $10 if I want to be super anal with it. I didn't do that. I didn't do that at all. And then every 60 days ish, I went ahead and I just clicked that request an increase button. They don't always approve you, but you can see, again, I just logged in real time. So you can see I was able to increase the initial credit limit that was provided to me. If you try to go for like the Victoria's Secrets and the other smaller retail accounts, those are good because you're still going to get payment history. If you don't have any sort of payment history reporting onto your credit profile, even if it's a very small account, even if it's a very small credit card, those positive payment histories are still going to help your credit report, because we already know 35% of your credit score is, do you make your payments on time? However, we also know that usage, your utilization rate, that's the second most important thing. So I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Really, I'm killing 3 birds with 1 stone by going with Overstock, because I spared myself a 5-10 point credit score hit by not doing the hard inquiry. I paid on time, and I make sure my credit cards are in good standing. So I have month after month after month after month of good positive payment history. And then number 3, the usage and that utilization, because I have 7,400 as my credit limit, this is now helping my overall total utilization. It's making that number low. It's showing that I'm not maxing out my credit cards really. So I'm killing 3 birds with 1 stone by doing this strategy. And notice, and I'm going on a little tangent here, but trust me, just pay attention to what I'm saying. When people go and do, let's say, MyJewelersClub or NewCoastDirect, you had to pay, I think it's an annual fee of $100, or I don't even remember how much it is, but you have to pay an annual fee. You had to pay an activation fee, like a membership fee, in order to keep that account open. With Overstock, doing the shopping cart trick, I don't need to do that. And I have a credit limit that exceeds what I would have got from my jewelers and I would have got from NewCoastDirect. I'm saying all that to say this. If you do the shopping cart trick right, yes, I know it's not a Visa, MasterCard. Yes, I know it's not an account from a major big bank. And that's what I preach. I do understand that. True. Those are the ones that we really need to be focusing on. However, if you're starting out from the bottom, if you're starting out from the very bottom and you're on a tight budget, you do not have your credit in order to get anything else, at least try to go for the Overstock, right? You don't have to put a security deposit down. You don't have to get a hard inquiry. And over time, by just doing the strategies that I keep telling you to do, in about 6 months, you can see that you can get a credit limit that exceeds what you would have gotten from a MyJewelersClub, what you would have got from NewCoastDirect. And given the next maybe couple of months, this is probably going to exceed what AG Jewelers, while everybody was going crazy about AG Jewelers, you can see that I'm going to get at least probably 10,000 by the end of the year, just by doing this. And again, no money out of pocket. All I have to do is spend at least 15, 20, 25 bucks every couple of months to keep that account open. And this is reporting a high credit limit card on my account. All right. You do that for a few months, you get your credit back going up. Now you're able to go ahead and apply for the real accounts, right? Don't go crazy with the shopping cart trick. Just try to get something on your credit profile, pay on time, and then you can start working your way up the credit card ladder and start getting better products, right? So this is the end of the video. I really wanted to make this video just to show you the Overstock account, but I did see other comments, other questions. If you still have other questions, if you still have other concerns, please go down in the comments. Let me know. What problems are you running into? What issues are you coming across, even in other areas, other topics? And if these type of videos are providing value for you, make sure not only do you like and subscribe, hit that bell notification. Make sure you're staying plugged in. Make sure you're being involved in our community. Buy a home, finance a car, start a business. There are things that you can do when your credit is on point, and I'm just trying to offer value to you guys. So make sure you like and subscribe. Go down into the comments. Let me know what your questions and comments are. Let me know your thoughts, and I'm going to catch you in the next video. Peace.